As we have already discussed that there are four major components or sphere, and we can say is these are the systems. And among these four spheres, atmosphere is one of very important sphere of the planet. It not only controls the life over the surface, but it has functions which are related to the energy transmission. The atmosphere is a thin shell-like envelope or shield which actually composed of certain gases surrounding the Earth surface, and it is controlled by the Earth gravity. The atmosphere absorbs ultraviolet rays which are coming from the sun, but it also absorbs the long wave radiation which are coming from the Earth's surface, and these long wave radiations are absorbed by certain greenhouse gases, and these greenhouse gases emit the radiations in the form of different wavelengths, and this actually emission heat the atmosphere. So it not only reduce the temperature of extreme between day and night, which is called the diurnal temperature, but also it controls the annual temperatures of the planet. Here you can see the surface of the planet, which is actually composed of certain gases, but it is in the form of thin layer and is like an envelope or shield which covers the planet as a whole. This composed of certain gases which are in the form of permanent, variables and impurities. So this is thin layer. It has a thickness of about from surface up to the height of 10,000 feet above sea level, but the last limit of the atmosphere is the 60,000 kilometer from the surface. So it has certain characteristics which differ from the other systems. Why? Because of its composition, its characteristics. Now this sphere controls by certain permanent gases. These permanent gases are very important for the existence of the life over the planet, and the most important gas is the nitrogen, which is actually 78% of the total air of the atmosphere. The second most important gas is the oxygen, which comprises of 20.9% of the total gases. We inhale oxygen through our lungs into our body, and it burns the food and gives us energy. So this is very important for the life which is in the form of human over the surface. And the other gases are very minute in the atmosphere, which comprises of argons and other gases. And variable gases are carbon dioxide, water vapors and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is actually the most important greenhouse gas among all. It absorbs the temperature which comes in the form of long wave radiation, and other variable gas is water vapor. It is also very important, and water vapor not only absorbs temperature, but it transfers the energy from one place to another. Now atmosphere has two major layers. Number one is the hemisphere, which is from surface to the up to the height of 85 kilometer, and layer which is above the hemisphere is called the heterosphere. So this has the gases but not in uniform composition. But in hemisphere we have uniformity in the composition of the gases. Now here we have the minor layers of the atmosphere. So these minor layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere. So the layer which is closer to the Earth's surface is called the troposphere. It is called the life layer of the planet. So temperature decreases with the increase in height, but the composition is also decreases with increase in height. जैसे हम एक ग्लास में अगर कंटेमिनेटेड वाटर लेते हैं तो कुछ देर के बाद जो है वो उसमें जो हैवी मेटल्स हैं या उसकी जो थिक गैसेस हैं वो नीचे उसके पेंदे में बैठ जाएंगी. So same is the case with the atmosphere कि most of the heavy material, most of the contamination are closer to the Earth's surface. But stratosphere is also very important layer which composed of the ozone, which is actually between 20 to 25 kilometers from the surface. and this actually gas is also a greenhouse gas. It absorbs the temperature, it absorbs the shortwave radiation also. So temperature rises with increase of height here. So we can say here that atmosphere composed of certain layers which are very important for the different phenomena. Now here you can say in detail the area which is closer to the Earth's surface is actually composed of continent and water, and the layer which is called the troposphere, it has a boundary between the stratosphere and troposphere. The boundary is called the tropopause, and this is actually 18 kilometers from the Earth's surface. And then the boundary between stratosphere and mesosphere is called the stratopause, which is actually about 40 kilometers from the Earth's surface. The Earth is the only planet where atmosphere is suitable for different life. So the life sustainability is controlled by these type of environment.